Good evening, everyone. My name is Lori Ferraro. I'm zooming in from Boise, Idaho. Welcome to our Wellness Zoom. We're so happy to have each and every one of you on here tonight. It's going to be a fantastic night. We're going to learn so much from our guest doctor, Dr. Jeremy Sabo. I'm so excited to have him on here and all the wealth of information he's going to share. We're also going to have 7 testimonials tonight. We're going to have a testimonial on each and every product that we run through. So that'll be 7 testimonials somewhere all around the globe, which is super fun to hear those different testimonials. And, I just have to tell you guys, I love learning about wellness. I love learning things that help me to age more gracefully, that help my body, that help me to feel better. There's so many people that are living with all kinds of things, and whether it be pain or inflammation, or they can't sleep, or a lot of weight gain, or exposure to toxins. There's all kinds of things that people are living with, and I just personally love these products and how much they've helped me. I could give a testimonial on each and every, multiple testimonials on each and every product and the things that they've done for me. And I love that we have so many different people that you're going to hear from, because it's not like this has worked for just one person or 2 people. This is working for multiple people and helping with multiple things in their lives. So I know I want to age gracefully. I'm a wife of 32 years. I'm a mom of 2 daughters. I have 2 son-in-laws, 3 grandsons. And I can tell you, I want to be around as long as I possibly can, not just around. I want to be living a very happy, healthy, energetic life. And I think everyone on here does as well. So I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I don't always eat perfect or things like that, but I try to do the best I can. And I like putting things in my body that I know are absorbing, that I know are helping me, and that aren't on trial. These products aren't on trial. We have studies to back them. There is no, is this possible? Are the things they're saying true? We have all the studies, you guys. Nothing here is on trial. And so I'm very, very honored and excited to introduce our guest. And I just want to share a few things about Dr. Jeremy. Besides, he's just an incredible human being, and I learned so much from him. I have to tell you a little bit about his background, and he has a phenomenal background. So let me just share a couple of things. He has a PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology. I'm like, oh my goodness. Wow, right? That's very impressive. He was funded by NASA to investigate how proteins change in microgravity space. I think that is just so cool. He calls himself an applied chemist. Well, why is that? He's been using science to apply nutrition to his life since the late 1900s. From bodybuilding to marathons to being married to a professional acrobat and Pilates instructor, he understands how nutrition influences the body chemistry because he uses it every day in his day-to-day life. So with that, I would like to introduce my friend, Dr. Jeremy Sabo. Thanks for being here with us tonight.
Thanks, Lori. Yeah, it's always funny listening to the update of who's this person. But yeah, so I'm more or less a big nerdy scientist. Started working out in middle school and asking questions like, why is it that we should drink green tea, or what's the benefit of eating these foods, or why are culturally rich foods so beneficial? And then, long story short, ended up getting a PhD and all that jazz, funded by NASA. And now I
Oh,
work in
just
a
that,
national
just
lab.
just
Yeah,
that,
just
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 that.
casual. Yeah. But when you're nerdy and you're excited, as anyone who knows Patrick knows, like it's contagious, right? And we all have bodies. So I feel like I've got this advantage because I'm playing this game of life and I have a body. And by knowing the rules of how the game works, I've been able to mitigate a lot of those sorenesses and the not aging gracefully, not feeling as well as so many people I know that are younger or older, or just different situations. So it's like I feel like I've had the cheat code, but that's made me passionate about sharing all this. So I think there's really 3 reasons we eat food, right? I mean, there are 4, I guess. You feel hungry, so you eat. But once you've consumed the food, right, you need food for energy. You've got to move your muscles. You've got to grow new cells, right? You need to do all the things like raise your body temperature, regardless of what the temperature is outside. You may feel cold or feel hot, but you got to maintain that temperature, and that takes energy. So we consume food for energy. The second reason we consume food is for building, right? You need building materials. We've got trillions of cells in our body. These cells are wrapped in a little packet of fat, if you will. And then inside, you've got DNA and proteins and all this stuff. It's really mostly proteins. That's the building block. And you've got lots of fat in there. And then you've got carbohydrates that kind of decorate things for, specific purposes. But it's really building blocks. And you've got minerals and metals. So we eat for replacement parts, and then we eat for energy, and then we also eat for instruction, right? When we consume something, when we taste it, it's sending a signal to our body, hey, sugar's on the way. So then your body says, okay, great. I'm going to go into the DNA. I'm going to open up my book. I'm going to find what genes I need. I'm going to turn those into proteins. And now I have my workers. Then I pull in those building materials, and now I can make the stuff I need to build the response of bringing sugar into the cell and turning it into energy or building material or other downstream communication, this kind of feedback mechanism. So that's kind of this theme I'd like to create, this little basket for each of these products, because they're hitting all those bases, right? They're providing this essential idea of some of those building blocks. But then a lot of the plant-based compounds are that those kind of instructional, hey, let's turn on these genes. And so when the building material shows up, we can go to work. We can make this stuff happen. It's just like any construction site. You can drop all the material off, but if it's not preserved, if it's not in the right way, if you don't have the communication set up, nothing's going to happen. So that's where I think a lot of understanding of, when you eat a plant, those polyphenols, all those nutrient rich things in there, they're helping the body communicate with itself. And then you've got your fats and your macros, your proteins, and those are the actual building components. And so if you lack certain, let's say, minerals, the proteins can't function. You don't have the tool to use the wood and the saws and everything else to make your structure. But if you don't have the administration and the plan, which is kind of where the plants come in, then you don't have that communication throughout the body. So for me, it's just seeing this product line where it's like, wait, they've done the testing, third party, there's no heavy metals, there's no glyphosate, there's no all this other microtoxin stuff that's in most cheap food. And it's got the absorption, and then things are put together to where you're providing the building blocks and all the communication. To me, it's awesome, right? It's the thing that traditional foods have been uh, basking in, but not knowing that, like, oh, hey, when you mix beans and rice together, there's 15 different things that it does. We just like, oh yeah, this tastes good. It's a cultural rich food. You throw it in with your tacos, it's great. But there's really a lot of science that goes into it, or like rosemary on your steak, or all the curry and the turmeric and the coconut, like things pair together, and these supplements have taken that into consideration. So I'll hint on them more as we go through each of them. Yeah, that was kind of the basket I wanted to create as we go forward. So
I love that basket. I already have a bunch of notes. I'm like, okay, I can tell Dr. Jeremy's on fire. We're gonna learn so much together tonight. I love it. I love it. And I just love the way you teach it and the analogies. It's so good. Well, let's start with our first product. Our first product is called Vitalite. And there's this little box, just drops down like this, and there's a 30-day supply, and there's these little packets you rip open, and there's 5 supplements in each packet. I love, Dr. Jeremy, how it's just so easy, convenient. I mean, I start my morning right away. I rip that open, drink it down with some water, no food. I take it on an empty stomach. I love that I can do that. It gives me energy, and then I can head out to the gym. So I'll give it back to you, Dr. Jeremy.
yeah, so this is one of my I guess they're all kind of my favorites, but I really like this one because it hits so many bases, right? You've got your normal multivitamin in it. You've got your fat soluble vitamins and your B vitamins. You can think of the fat soluble vitamins more of communication tools, and your B vitamins, they bind to proteins and help them function more properly. Um, and if you look at the nutrition label, there's not 1,000 or 10,000% of your B vitamins because they're absorbed. So you don't have to pack in a ton of it and then have yellow pee because you're just losing most of it. So I like to consume my money well spent. So yeah, you've got your vitamins and minerals, and these are kind of encapsulated in like this glycoprotein matrix, which is just a fancy way of saying there's protein and sugar present, just like if you were to get it from a food source, it's got the whole package present. So your body says, "Oh, hey, look, there's nutrients here. Oh, there's minerals." So it turns on all the pathways. So when the nutrients and those minerals get there, your body knows it's ready for them. So I think that's part of that advantage of being able to take it on an empty stomach. But even taking it with food, there's also digestive enzymes in here. I've got a colleague that just got back from Japan 2 days ago. Uh, Her and her partner were there for 2 weeks, and they said at every meal, they always have a little bit of fermented something. There's always a probiotic that comes with the meal, just a little bit of, pickled radish or a little bit of yogurt or something. And the benefit of getting probiotics in with these other supplements is monumental, right? It's a culturally thing in a place where people are pretty healthy. And here it's also in the supplement. And there's not just a couple probiotics, like was it 100 million? There's a tremendous amount. So like, yeah, it's not the cheapy stuff. It's awesome. Um, and then you also have those minerals, right? So you've got 72 trace minerals. There's amino acids. There's You've got essential amino acids. These are your building blocks. So out of 20, there's like 8 that you can only get from your diet, and you can convert those 8 to other stuff, but you can't convert them back. So those are ones that unless you're getting enough protein in your diet, you're going to be short on. So being able to get those in your supplement, so the amino acids you're short on top of the minerals that make the proteins function properly, and then the B vitamins that help the proteins operate. Now you can drive everything in the body that needs to happen. And then you slap on the fish oil, right? So your vitamin D and some of your B vitamins, when you attach that with your fish oil, not only do you get more absorption, but then your fish oil has, I guess, insight as to where to go in your body. Um, and then there's also omega 7. So it's not just 3, 6, and 9, but it's 7, which is great for repairing your intestinal lining, which is something that a lot of glyphosate and heavy metals and junk in most restaurant food is slowly withering away. And then they throw in a bunch of plant compounds. And I could go through every single one of these, like 10 minutes each, but they bind metals, they help regulate GLP-1. There's a lot of epigenetic regulation. So back to this idea of the plants help the communication aspect. They'll turn the genes on. So it's the administration of, hey, once the materials arrive, let's do this. So you've kind of got this whole set of helping the body kind of from the ground up. So I like to think of this one as like a very foundational. You have essential minerals, essential amino acids, and essential fats that you have to get from your diet to build other stuff. And this product is providing all of those. So you've got your foundation um, to, just do the things that your body wants to do, which is, be healthy and fight off infection and, get rid of the bad stuff and feel good. So we've got a testimonial. I can talk about the science all day, but
It's so
we hear
good.
from
It's so
people.
good. Yes, we do have a testimony. I'm going to turn it over to Ray. Welcome, Ray.
Thank you. Ray Kuhn, Nampa, Idaho. I'm 58 years young. I've been a plumber for my career from 91 until 2022. And in 2022, I had a shift in career and I sit at a desk all day now. And since I've been sitting at a desk for the last 3 years, my energy levels have just dropped. I try to get motivated. I try to work out. I just try to do what I can do. And it just hasn't been there. So 3 weeks ago, I got my first box of Vitalite, started taking it. And I got to tell you, I've been working out every day, Monday through Friday since then. And I don't know how to explain it, but there's like this inner drive that is just pushing me to just do it, just do it. And so I do it. And it feels so great. And some of the other things I've noticed is the last year, my forehead has, like my skin is, I'm 58. It's that magical time when everything starts changing. And my forehead has just been flaky. The skin is flaky like crazy. And so lotion every day, every day, every day, no matter what I do. And for the last 3 weeks, I think I put lotion on 3 or 4 times. So that is just going away. And then I'm no longer taking caffeinated drinks. I get my natural energy from the Vitalite. My whole life, I've been just wake up in the morning, I got to eat. I have to eat breakfast. If I skip breakfast, I'm just useless the rest of the day, no energy. And I've gotten the most the last 3 weeks without breakfast, and I have my entire life. So like probably 10 days, not no breakfast. I just work out, shower, get to work, do stuff, and the energy's all day long. And then I've had sinus issues my entire life. And it has gotten better as I've gotten older, but in the last 3 weeks, my sinuses have really cleared up. And that's been amazing. And then I got to give a shout out real quick to my hero, Patrick. Until when I met Patrick, I didn't know what a burpee was. And he sent me a burpee video. And so I'm up to 20 burpees a day now, having
Nice.
never done one in my entire life. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, your body wants to be healthy, right? Your cells, you get 300 million new cells a day, and it's your gut, it's your skin, it's your muscles, it's your neurotransmitters. And if they don't have the things to function properly, if you're not getting the minerals and everything else you need, then your cells can't function. And that's really what we are, is just a collection of cells. So that's awesome that yeah, that's a lot of good stuff all at once. Um, awesome. I don't know.
I love it. Way to go, Ray.
Yeah.
Woo!
And
That's
those
fun.
burpees, those will, yeah, all my work with NASA, the more that you jump and have impact, of course, you don't want to break anything, but yeah, just jumping, moving, pushing, like that really helps build bone density and keeps you younger. So go burpees. Nobody likes them, but they're good for you.
Patrick loves them. Look at his
Oh yeah,
shirt.
Patrick
He's
does.
got a
Yeah,
burpee shirt on
he's grown to
tonight.
love them.
Well, I love it. Patrick's shirt. I love burpees. Okay, we'll move on to our next product, which is our collagen product. I love, Dr. Jeremy, how this is a liquid collagen. It comes in this easy little packet. You just shake it up, drink it down. It's marine based. I love the way it tastes. I know a lot of people are like, ew, collagen tastes so bad. Not this collagen. It tastes good. We do 10 days on, 20 days off, and I'll pass it over to you, Dr. Jeremy.
Yeah, it is nice. This one's very tasty. I'll often take it as like a dessert if I'm craving something sweet, like some fruit. Um, so I, I love this one because again, it's getting back to the idea of science, right? Our fascia system wraps all of our muscles and our bones together. And I've actually been reading lately that it's our fascia system that holds us up, not our bones. The
Mhm.
bones are there as structural, but we've got so many mesh nettings of the fascia system that that's really kind of what's keeping us composed. It also is what prevents you from being able to grow new muscles because that fascia system will hold it in place. And a lot of it's manufactured out of collagen. So the body has a lot of systems to regulate collagen. And if you start taking a collagen protein powder, as is advertised all over the place, and you take it every single day, just like if you take a melatonin supplement, your body's going to quit producing the things that it needs because you're getting it from somewhere else. So then you're stuck taking it. So what this does is you've got your 10-day kind of loading period where you give your body all those building blocks and then you stop and you say, okay, now you've got it, you've turned everything on, you've got all this stuff to build, and then you let your body re-regulate that process to where you're keeping that epigenetic kind of regulation in mind. Um, and then, yeah, not only is it delicious, but oftentimes when you consume collagen, which is this really long polymer, it doesn't get digested. So in this supplement, they've chopped it up really, really small so it can get through that kind of gut barrier, requires less proteases. And then when you break down collagen, you're just breaking it back down into the peptides. And that doesn't guarantee that it's going to become collagen again inside your body. But since you've provided it all the building blocks and then you add in deviations from the side quests, so collagen will oftentimes be converted into keratin. You know, your hair, your skin, your nails, you're always growing that stuff. Well, they also add collagen in the supplement. So then you've got all of your, or not collagen, keratin. So you've got all your collagen, and then by adding in the keratin, you're stopping that side quest. So then the collagen can stay, building blocks to potentially become collagen instead of side questing off to keratin. And then they also have the hydrolonic acid, the vitamin C, and the biotin, a B vitamin, which are all necessary to take the amino acids of collagen and form them together into the polymer of collagen. So it's this whole streamlined process. And then they add in some pomegranate juice, which Long story short, there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in our gut. Our gut consumes the pomegranate juice. It makes a lot of other compounds that help with the fascia system, that help with mitochondria and energy production. And that all kind of funnels back into, if your body feels and thinks that it's got enough energy, then it will put those collagen peptides into collagen. But if you don't have the energy that from your ATP from your mitochondria, then your body will use those collagen peptides elsewhere to try to generate power. So again, it's this like multi-step. How does the body work? How do you put the Jenga pieces together? And then it tastes so good. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to the testimonial.
Sure, sure. I'll turn it over to Renee. Hi, Renee.
Hi, Lori. Thank you so much for having me on this evening. And I will agree with Dr. Sabo. That stuff tastes wonderful. But I've I've always had fingernails that are always cracking and splitting and flaking. And when and that has my fingernails are strong. They don't flake anymore. It's kind of cool. But as you get older and your hair starts to turn gray, I don't recommend it, but it happens. Anyway, my part started to get a little bit wider, and it's like, this really stinks. So it's getting wider. But since I've been taking the collagen, not only has that part kind of shrunk, it's not as wide anymore, but my hair, you also, when it gets gray, when it turns gray, it becomes more coarse. Well, my hair has become more soft. I've been doing the collagen consistently now for 6 months. Now my hair is a lot softer. It doesn't feel so coarse, and it's getting darker again.
Nice.
So that's my story.
Yeah, that's one of those other cool side quests of pomegranate juice. Is the same with sweet potatoes. There's polyphenols in there that bind to the protein that converts your hair to gray or to white. So yeah, you add it in and it just stops it. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some wisdom in my whiskers. Yeah, so I've been upping my sweet potatoes and making sure I take the collagen, and yeah, it's kind of been put on pause. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that is incredible. I mean, I did not know that about the pomegranate or the sweet potato. So another great thing in my notes. I love it. Renee, you look beautiful. And our next product we're going to hit on is called Revive. And if you can see these are orange. They are orange in color. And I just absolutely I love all of our products, Dr. Jeremy. But I know there's a lot of people that deal with inflammation, and correct me if I'm wrong, but inflammation is the number one cause of disease in our body. And there's all kinds of different inflammation. And I know a lot of people struggle. And if we can get inflammation down in our body can work more proper. So I love this product. I think it's fantastic product. It helps with all kinds of things. I didn't used to realize how terrible ibuprofen and Tylenol were for me. I did not used to know that. And I took during the month, once a month during menstrual cramp time. I mean, I was taking a lot of ibuprofen, like 4 tablets every 4 hours. And you figure that, for like 3 days, but month after month after month, that's a lot of ibuprofen. And I know it damaged my gut. And this is just my personal story, but I can tell you, I do not take that anymore. And I'm so pleased that I have this natural product that I can take that reduces all of the inflammation, all, any type of different aches and pains, and I love it. So, I mean, a headache is inflammation, menstrual cramps are inflammation, people have inflammation after surgeries. I think this product is fantastic, and I'm staying away from ibuprofen and Tylenol. So back to you, Dr. Jeremy.
Yeah, good idea. That's one of those scary things you find out, because all of us have been taking ibuprofen and Tylenol forever, and then you realize all those gut lining issues and everything else. And yeah, just like Ray was saying, where like his skin's getting better, your skin's one of your first indicators, right? Inflammation, and then the skin, right? You get new skin every 28 days. So it's giving you some nice feedback of, hey, you haven't been drinking enough water, or it's a little drier, like you're missing something. So I'm getting ashy or eczema or something's happening. It's trying to tell you something. Yeah, inflammation's right there. Anytime something's not quite going right, it could be a lymphatic system. It could be, just, hey, something's about to hurt. It's getting inflamed, and then there's going to be an issue or something connected to that. So bringing that inflammation down is incredibly valuable. But the typical pharmaceutical stuff has some downside effects. In Revive, you've got turmeric, which has been very well studied. We've got an entire country of people that have been making, Indian food, which is lovely. It's awesome. And there's a lot of turmeric in there. You also have boswellia, which is the active ingredient from frankincense. So some of you may have heard of frankincense before. And then there's black seed. It's like cumin oil, which I'm seeing tons of publications like finally starting to come out. People saying, "Oh, we did this research 10 years ago, and we're just now publishing." Especially here in the States, there's a lot of movement, this removal of sediment, where we couldn't really talk about the health benefits of, foodstuffs. Now they're like, "Oh yeah, here, let's publish our stuff." So they're saying that those three alone, each of them are different mechanisms and do amazing stuff. And then you tie that together with the ginger oils and other compounds that are present that help that absorption. And again, just like we mentioned with any of these products, they've all been third party tested, and we all know they get absorbed. Turmeric in general, if you just add some onto your eggs in the morning, you're getting like a 10% absorption rate. So you really got to put a lot on. And at that point, it's just a powdery egg. So it's nice because in this supplement, not only is there good concentration, it's bioavailable, but it really helps. I've got a friend of mine who just today told me, not to steal anybody else's testimonial, but he just got a new job. He's on his feet all day long, and he used to do a lot of driving in his past career. And he's like, "Man, my feet hurt." And I was like, "Let's get you some Revive." And today he's like, "My feet don't hurt." He's like, "For the first time since I started working like a week and a half ago," he's like, "they're not swollen, they don't ache." He's like, "I was about to buy compression socks for like 2 weeks at a time." And so just today he noticed an immediate difference. And he's like, "I'm just going to take one, just, see how my body does." And he's like, "No, one was great." Um, so it's awesome because, I've been trying to add this stuff into my diet myself after like long runs and stuff. And now I can just take Revive, and it's just a little pill. And I never have issues where I'm like burping anything weird back up. The same with the fish oil. Pretty much anytime I take a fish oil, I'm like, "Yep, no, that was fish oil." But I haven't, not once. I'm just like, "Oh, hey, that hasn't happened." So yeah, I'm sold. It's awesome. But yeah, let's go to our actual testimonial since we both
Sure.
want to side quest that.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'll turn it over to Patrick. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, hey. This is Patrick Tucson from Idaho Falls, Idaho. I'm 53 years old and I love burpees. And I'm intense when it comes to fitness. So, July 12th, I'm supposed to complete Spartan Beast, which is 14 miles and about 30 plus obstacles up and down Snow Basin up in Huntsville, Utah. And October 17th, I committed to do a physique competition. So I'm watching what I'm eating and I'm pushing my body to the max because I'm supposed to lose 25 more pounds, which is crazy to think about. So I'm working out like twice a day and I have aches and pains and Revive. I love Revive because I know when I take it, it helps my recovery quick. It helps my performance. So I take it, sometimes I take it before I work out. Well, I said, honestly, I take it before and after. I take it before I work out because I know it's going to help my performance and help me push through my weightlifting and my runs. Because I'm doing an hour on stairs. I'm running up and down the stadium stairs for an hour. And I'm pushing my body to the max because I want to get some results. And I know after I'm done working out, I take Revive. And I know I'm not hurting my stomach or my liver like taking the other stuff. So I'm hooked. And I know the extra GLP-1 and all those extra epigenetic benefits are helping me be able to become a super athlete.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense taking it before so you can push and then the recovery. Um, Yeah, they're both equally important. If you don't recover, if you don't push hard enough, then you're just not going to get that adaptation. So this is, yeah, like it's wild because so much of medicine is like, oh, you got hurt, let's take this. And it's like, no, 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 wait, wait, wait. Why not just consume these things before so you can push further, right? Like nobody in the Olympics is like, oh, my body lacks a pharmaceutical compound and that's why I didn't win gold. It's like, no, they're eating healthy food. They're consuming these things before and after their workouts because that's how you help your body do what it needs to do. So yeah, I'm excited for you, man. That's gonna be fun. Those stairs, it's no joke.
Right? I'm excited for you too, Patrick, but I'm like, wow, an hour on stairs. Whoa, that's impressive. That is impressive. And I don't know if I could do 10 minutes on the stairs, like, oh, but
Hey,
yeah, I'm like,
you
how much
could,
could I
yeah.
do?
If you started, I bet you'd
Right?
surprise yourself.
I probably could surprise myself, but I do know I would do the revive before and after. I do know
Oh
I
yeah,
would.
yeah.
Well, we'll move on to our next product, which is Purify. And you can see these little green capsules, which I love that this is a gentle cleanse, Dr. Jeremy. I think cleansing our body is just, it's so important. We are exposed again, just the things that I've learned over the past few months, like all of the toxins that we are exposed to on a daily basis, just whether it's the air we're breathing, the water we're drinking, and the foods we're eating, the clothes we're wearing, makeup, you guys, sprays, people are spraying, things in the air for, you go in bathrooms and they have those cans that people are, those are full of toxins, you guys. I didn't used to realize this, or those Glade plugins in your house full of toxins. I took all of them out of my house and threw them away. I didn't used to know that. I thought, oh, my house smells so good. Here I am just filling the air with toxins. Like, oh my goodness. Anyway, we're exposed to it left and right. I personally, I know on here it says one a day, I believe. I take two every single night because I just want to get as many toxins out as possible. I will also tell you it helps to keep me very regular in the bathroom. It's a gentle detox. I'm not glued to the toilet or anything, but I love knowing that I am cleansing my body the best I can. I know I'm not getting all of the junk out, but I want to know I'm getting some of it because of all the terrible exposures. Back to you, Dr. Jeremy.
This one makes me think of, picking the house up throughout the week. It's like, oh, I cook something and then I clean it up afterwards. And it's a whole lot easier than, oh no, someone's on their way over. I've got to clean the entire house. Or, which is usually there's a health issue. Now I have to completely change my habits, which is way harder than just, oh, I'm going upstairs. Okay, I'll take this with me as I go. So yeah, there is a little bit of psyllium husk, so some fiber, and that's kind of what just helping move things through. But again, it's not a whole lot, so it's just kind of pushing through the process. And then along the way, it's interacting with your lymphatic system and your circulatory system. There's compounds in there that are specific for multiple organs, including the lungs. So, anything that you're breathing in, you've got your kidney, you've got your liver, your spleen, all this, right? So, we've got all the environmental stuff. And then if you think about it, our bodies are combustion engines. We've got the sunshine, which causes plants to form chemical bonds, and we either eat those plants or we eat the things that eat the plants, and then our body breaks those bonds. That gives us energy, and then we also make CO2 and water. We're combustion. But unless you've got enough oxygen in every one of your cells, which unless you're running up and down those stairs, we don't. So our bodies aren't making perfect combustion, which means that we've got waste product, right? It's that diesel truck that just bellows out that smoke. It's not completely combusted compounds, it's hydrocarbons, if you will. So our body has to get rid of those just due to basic metabolism. And so having something where you can just do that nightly cleaning, just kind of pick things up from the day, it's the analogy of picking up and instead of waiting for something to break and then having to change habits. So yeah, again, this one just makes sense. And then those plants, again, they're also helping with that epigenetic regulation to get the body in the habit of, hey, each night when we go to sleep, as part of our normal routine, we're putting fluid into the brain to wash that. We're helping with muscle growth. We're digesting all this stuff. And then we're just doing spring cleaning. Like it's just part of the process. It's like, oh, hey, trash man's going to be here in the morning, every morning. So let's go ahead and just put it outside. So yeah, this one, it just makes sense, right? And yeah, simplifies it. I like to dummy proof everything I can.
I love that analogy, spring cleaning. And yeah, yep, just a little cleaning every
Right.
day. Like I said, I do it at night, and yeah, I love it. I love it. I think it's very, very healthy. I do have a testimonial for everyone. I'm going to turn it over to Nicole. Welcome.
Hey everybody, in from like North Idaho area. Been taking the Purify now for, I think I'm on my 3rd month. I have no gallbladder. I had stomach surgery 9 years ago, and I've constantly battled with going and it not being regular. I've gone 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days without going. Laxatives, stool softeners, you name it. This has been the only thing that has kept me regular. I can actually say, taking it on a nightly basis, I feel clean the following day. Like, I don't like going to the bathroom anyway. I think it's a waste of time, but
You should see. Got things to do.
But knowing I'm getting rid of the bad things makes me happy, and struggling with using the restroom, it's been difficult. I know it's TMI, but hey, you know what? We're all adults here, and it is what it is. But yeah, just being able to know that I'm regular, know that this product helps me. Because I will say, the nights that I haven't taken it, I've struggled the next day, or it's been the following day that I've gone. So it's just one of those things that I know I have to put in my everyday routine to make sure that my body functions properly. So, and one of my, not having the gallbladder, having the stomach surgeries, and all the things, I need something to help my body function regularly. And this is definitely something that has improved that for me. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I love when you find those things and you're like, yes,
Yes,
finally.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm done searching.
Right.
Yeah.
So if there's, and again, it's one of those things, like Lori was saying, is it's a gentle cleanse. It's not like it's going to empty your guts out, or you're going to be stuck on the pot for the entire day. Literally, it just makes you go. So
Well, it looks
it's
like we got a
super,
question in the comments of how many do you take each evening?
1 to 2. So like what I've done, and for me, I've done one night, the next night I'll do 2, then the next night I'll do 1. So it's like every other day I take 1 to 2. So I've just noticed that works for me. So
Perfect. Awesome.
yeah.
This one's always funny to, like, nobody wants to talk about it, but
Yeah.
if any of us eat food,
Right.
you've got to get the good stuff out, and then bacteria do its thing, and then it's got to go. And if it doesn't, then bad. So yeah,
And I've suffered with belly bloat from not going,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it's been a struggle.
not,
So
not fun.
but yeah, finally something that will help is definitely a godsend. So I'm glad my brother, who's Luke, who's right over there,
Nice.
turned me onto the product and said, hey, you need to try this. And so yeah, but I take Revive daily, and I take the collagen too. So, and I have
Nice.
Eternal, so I'm on all of them. So I got this. So
That's awesome. Yeah, and again, it's not just your gut. I mean, you're clearing your lungs, all your organs, like skin, So it's
not bad for 47.
oh yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, back to Laura's aging gracefully, right? We want
Nicole
to be.
is the epitome of aging gracefully. She is
Yeah.
like, look at her. Woo! I
Yeah,
love it.
Mama of 4, married 23 years. So yeah.
Nice,
So we're
yeah.
all good here. Yeah.
Yeah, being a parent definitely puts some wrinkles and stuff.
Oh, let me tell you.
Yeah. You're like, I'm wise now, but I don't want to look too wise.
Right. I already have the little silver sparkles growing.
Oh yeah. Those were earned.
Yeah, those we call the glitter crown. That's what I
There
tell
you go.
It's my glitter crown, okay?
There you go. Well, you look fantastic, Nicole. And I love how Nicole mentioned we're all adults here. There is no TMI. Like these things are working, they're helping people. Like we have to talk about this stuff. Like I just want to know that people are being blessed. And if one person is struggling with something, you guys, there's 100+ more other people struggling with that same thing. So I love these testimonials. Again, like Nicole said, we're all adults here. There's no TMI on these Zooms. We want to help people. And you guys tell the world about these products because there are so many people struggling with different things. And you hear all these testimonials. It's like, we got to share. We got to share so other people know that these products can help. Like it's fantastic. So I love that. I love that it's helping you, Nicole, and you look fantastic. So our next product is Immune, and this is going to help boost our immune system. I think people have realized over the last several years it's important to have a healthy immune system, and we want to keep that boosted. I know I take it every single day. I just take it every day because I want to give my immune system that boost. If I feel a little something coming on, or I know I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be getting on an airplane, or I'm going to, be touching escalators or elevators, all those buttons and 5,000 people have touched, I might take a little bit more because I'm just going to give it that extra kick. But I love this product, Dr. Jeremy.
Yeah, so I was listening to someone and they're like, you only have two things in life. Are you sick or are you healthy? And if you're healthy, you got nothing to worry about, right? If you're sick, you got two problems. Like, are you going to get better or are you going to get worse? And they kind of kept going down the line of like, if it's bad, you've got two more problems. It was a comedy skit. It was funny, but it really, if you're sick, everything else gets put on pause, right? You're like, I need to eat something healthy. I need rest. Like you just have to, like, you still try to be a parent, you still try to function and push through, but like your body's telling you to slow down because it's got to redivert that energy. So back to that like spring cleaning idea is if you can give your body that little bit to where it can do its normal cleanup, right? You've got this innate and active immunity, and so you've got your body's own immune system, your human cells, where you're producing um, like these white blood cells, which are kind of like your patrol to circulate through and just make sure that everything's kind of tidied up. If it's not, just engulfs it in, gets rid of it. Um, and then you've got your more active, where it's actually producing antibodies and these like killer cells. And it's like there's your SWAT or your Marines. Someone's coming in to do something very specific. But our bodies aren't just human cells. We got a lot of bacteria. And on our skin and everywhere else, they're really our first line of defense, right? Back to this idea of consuming probiotics with your meals, like they want you to be healthy because this is their home. So having the right bacteria in your gut can prevent you from getting salmonella or E. coli poisoning because the bifidobacterium will actually fight off the salmonella and the other bad guys. That doesn't mean eat raw chicken because you took your probiotics, but the analogy, is here that they want to keep you alive. And so in this product line, there's also compounds that are involved in quorum sensing, which is really just the fancy way of saying bacteria talk to each other, not vocally like you and I do, but they use chemicals. And these chemical moieties and these organic acids are quorum sensing of how they talk. So by helping them communicate, helping the good guys talk, right, allows them to do what they're going to do more effectively. It's like Starlink coming in and then helping communication take place during an issue, right? It's the communication part's just as necessary as bringing in the building material. So again, this product's kind of all encompassing there, where it's like you've got each level of immune response. That's all kind of coming into play. And again, it's just a little bit each day of like just it's a support, and that way you're not taking all of your energy and dumping it into your immune system, which is going to pull away from everything else, right? You just want to make sure that it's doing well. And it makes sense if you know that you're, oh, hey, look, all my coworkers are sick. I'll take 3 today, just in case. Again, you're just redirecting energy, giving your body that ability to communicate those building blocks to then respond to life and, hopefully avoid being sick, because it's a showstopper for sure. So,
For
yep, we'll
sure.
go to our testimonial.
Okay, let's go over and hello, Curtis. Welcome.
Hi, you guys. Thanks for having me on tonight. Um, you know, just for whatever reason, I added this to my diet when we started taking all the products, and it's just absolutely amazing. Been loving everything that's going on, and really uh, taking this product has really kept me from getting sick. Um, I've noticed a lot of people around us are doing traveling right now, whether it's vacation or you just going across the country or whatever you want to do. And it seems like a lot of the people that we're seeing they're coming back from vacation and stuff, and they're sick. Of course, in a plane, you're in a flying petri dish. Everybody recycles the air, so if you're going to get something, that's the most common place to get it. So whenever we travel, we just pop a couple extra immune. And the last couple of years, you guys, this is amazing. I mean, we haven't been getting sick, and everybody around us has been getting sick. And if we do catch a cold or a flu of some kind, it usually just manifests itself in a couple of sniffles, and away we go. Um, I just love this product. I take a lot of the products, and this is one of the ones that just kind of hangs in the background. But if you notice that you're not getting sick, that says a lot about what you're doing for your body. And like 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 the doc said, it's when you're sick, you're not yourself. So I highly suggest being yourself as much as possible. So that's what I've got to say about the product. It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, we're social creatures, but at the same time, we also share sicknesses and, we're breathing on each other and all that. So, um, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't take any extra when we traveled this last week, but luckily we didn't get sick. But I think, I've just been taking the normal amount. But yeah, we, my family and I, we just moved to Idaho almost 2 years ago, and I don't know what it was. Like everyone in my family, each weekend, we just took turns being sick. Like it was one of my daughters, my wife, myself. I was just like the whole weekend and like into Monday and Tuesday, I'm still just like, why am I'm dying. Like I've never been this sick this often. And yeah, this whole year, nothing. Not even once. Been fine. So yeah, there's something to that kind of tackling it before it becomes an issue. So that's cool. That's cool.
I love that. And I noticed that Jay wrote in the comments, Dr. Jeremy, this product has saved him many sick days. And, not being able to go to work is expensive. I mean, it costs people money, or you have to use a sick day, or, it's no fun to be sick, but it also can affect, your paycheck, which is never fun either. So yeah, such a great product. I can't speak more high of all of our products. I really can't say enough about all of them. And as you mentioned, Dr. Jeremy, we have the studies to back them. Like these products are not on trial. And I love also how you mentioned third party. There's a lot of companies, they'll say, oh, we have clinical studies. Well, they're in-house clinical studies. I mean, you know, I don't know if that holds. Yeah, exactly. Pat yourself on the back. But we have third party, you guys, that's outside of the house clinical studies that are showing the science behind our products and working. So I'll move on to our next product, which is our Eternal product. And this is a antioxidant, which I mean, this is an incredible product as well. I mean, I know a lot of people take it before a workout, after a workout. I like to have it also as a healthy snack. I just think it's such an incredible product. I will also say it just helps with so many things, but energy. I think I don't know, Dr. Jeremy, and I think it's the glutathione. I'm not sure which ingredient in here, but I will say that there are a lot of people, perimenopause, premenopause, menopause, all of those words. This, and I think it's the glutathione, is a wonderful, wonderful product. So it helps men, women, you name it, workouts. I can't speak highly enough, but I think it's almost just like a little miracle product. So back to you, Dr. Jeremy.
Yeah, this one is definitely like an elixir, and it tastes delicious. I typically like to take both the fluid ones together, so the collagen and the revive. I'm like, ooh, one, and then a second dessert. And my favorite time also is after workout, because I like to, just like Patrick, push really hard during a workout, get as far as I can go, and then afterwards be like, tomorrow's gonna suck. And I'm like, oh, let's cut that back to where it's not so bad. Speed up that heal time. But yeah, so the glutathione, we take all these other antioxidants in your carrots and your blueberries, and sometimes these antioxidants can be recycled, used more than once. But something like vitamin C, it, usually it's like a couple times and then it's done for. But glutathione is your body's primary antioxidant system. It's got this little sulfur, and it'll go on and it'll grab those angry oxygen and recycle it through, and grab another one and grab another one. But this is one of those compounds that actually begins to decrease as we age, where we just start making less of it. And it's got horrible absorption. So most people have to take it intravenously, which gets really expensive. And then you're having to poke yourself and you've got to go to a place and all this jazz. This product has like 95% absorption and it's a fraction of the price. I'm like, how yeah, that alone makes this epic. But then you attach that glutathione with things like resveratrol. I've got a colleague who's doing this million molecule study where they're scanning a million molecules to identify which ones actually increase longevity. Resveratrol is their baseline. So if the compound doesn't increase it more than resveratrol, then it goes into a different bucket. It's like, oh, nope, it's not as good as our standard quo. And then, if it's above that, then it's like, oh, hey, this is a good one. The amount of grapes you would have to eat to get that small amount of resveratrol in the grape skin is ridiculous. You're going to hurt your belly because that's a lot of grapes. If you're drinking that much wine, bad stuff going to happen there too. So really having a way to get it in without having to pound back grapes or, drink a lot of wine on top of the glutathione is awesome. And then there's other compounds in it that help with mitochondrial health. I think we've negated this idea of mitochondria as like, oh, it's just the powerhouse of the cell, but it has its own DNA, it has its own epigenome, it has its own sense of regulation. And the more mitochondria that's in, let's say, a chicken, that's the dark meat. More mitochondria, it requires more iron. That's what makes it dark. It's using oxygen more efficiently. It has more brown fat. It's healthier than the rest of the chicken that's the white meat. And it's because of the mitochondria. So you take things like the other superfruits, the acai, the coenzyme Q10, those are all things that are supporting the mitochondria on top of the other epigenetic things that also help support the mitochondria, like your SOD and other regulators. So I think that's part of the reason you're sensing all this stuff is because you're really helping this other unique organelle in the cell do so much more than just be a power plant. And and then you've got all these antioxidants. So your body can just do what it wants to do, which is be healthy, stop inflammation, find out the bad guys. It's good and it's tasty.
Yes.
So many health products, you're like, okay, all right, it's growing on me.
It is so tasty, and I don't know, I feel better the minute I take. I really do. Like I said, I get more energy. It's good before a workout, after. There's so many things I could go on and on, but I'm going to turn it over to Luke. I know he has a great testimonial. Welcome, Luke.
Hey, what's going on, Lori? Good
Great.
evening, everybody. Luke from here, from Post Falls, Idaho. Eternal, that's probably one of my favorite ones, next to Revive. I live a very active lifestyle. I love intense bodybuilding workouts. One of the things that I've really done with the Eternal is I played around with it a lot and kind of did a lot of experimentation with it, to where I took it post exercise, also pre, even just doing any type of physical activity. You're hiking, weightlifting, maybe just simply going for, a nice jog. And the energy levels are really, really good off this product. Not only from the antioxidants inside of it, um, the collagen as well, that's actually inside too. It will help you as far as with your post workout. I think that's where it kind of comes into effect too, as far as with your pre. Um, my friend Kevin, who's on here tonight, he also likes to take it in the afternoon as far as for like a quick pick me up, especially during those hours where you crash. I found that, it gives you a really good boost as far as naturally not having to reach for the caffeine, whether you want to do one or two, you can always experiment and see how it works for you. One of the greatest things too is you could take this product at any time. I haven't had any type of issues as far as in the evening while taking it, to include, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach does not upset it. One of the cool things I like to do too is I'll eat an orange with it. So you can kind of combine the vitamin C with the glutathione and everything. And it kind of gives you a really good boost as far as naturally with it. Um, Overall, it is probably the best tasting liquid supplement that you can take. I've tried a lot of different liquids. You can sometimes taste a little bit of the vitamin side of stuff on it, and
Yeah.
and you could definitely tell sometimes a little bit earthy. This one is just purely clean the whole entire way through. You just can't really beat it. And just as far as with the overall benefits, just with everything that's packed into it, it's just a big powerhouse. It's something that you can utilize every day, whether you want to do one or two. Um, I know some people say they use three or maybe four a day, and it's a really good feeling. Consistently feel better on it too. I've tried testing it out, and where I just used it consistently, came off of it and actually didn't use it for about 3-4 weeks, and found that I was consistently more energy levels and felt just a lot better while using the product. So it's just something that you want to really stick to, and you can add it into your whole entire stack. I think it's very beneficial.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's getting back to the idea of like reactionary medicine, right? If you're taking it, and how does it work with your body? Like when's the best time for you to take it based on what you do, right? Like that's what I love about this, and just learning about biology and yourself. And yeah, something I was going to mention earlier is that if you don't have the amino acids in your body when you do something, let's say eat a meal, insulin's a protein. So for your body to make insulin, it's got to get amino acids from somewhere. And if they're not in your circulation, you're going to liquefy your muscle. If you work out completely fasted and there's no amino acids in circulation, your body's going to liquefy muscle to get the amino acids to build the things it needs to build so you can have your output. So taking like something like this beforehand, you're giving your body those amino acids so you're not breaking down your muscle to then work out and break it down and then have to build it back up to only break it back down on a fasted state. So, yeah, taking that little bit before or after, just around like, and then I read something else where adding a little bit of collagen protein to whatever protein you're taking post workout has a huge impact on post recovery. So, yeah, it seems like you're living that. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I just learned so much just right there. Learned my notes. Thank you both. I love it. Very good. So good. Well, let's move on to our last product of the evening. We do have a skincare line, and I love that we have this Nero Cosmetic. We are the only one that offers a Nero Cosmetic. Again, we have the studies to back everything that Dr. Jeremy is going to be sharing, but a neurocosmetic, they found there's a skin brain connection. So not only do you look good, but you feel good because you're going to get a little hit of dopamine. So people put it on there like, gosh, I did notice I felt better. Is that just in my head? Well, it is in your head because there's a skin brain connection. But it actually, again, we do have the science backing that. And in this skincare line, we have a cleanser, we have a very nice toner. It's just a little spritz. And then we also have the moisturizer. So we have the whole line. It's a fantastic line. A lot of cleansers, they feel rough. Your face gets really, really dry. Don't feel that at all. It's a very nice, gentle cleanse. It doesn't, ruin the pH of your skin. Very nice toner. Anyway, can't say enough about the line, but I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Jeremy.
Yeah, I feel like this one we could do a whole hour on. I mean, we probably could do a whole hour on all of them. But yeah, I'm realizing I mean, we've got the gift of gab, so it is close to time. But yeah, so again, it's multifaceted. The cleanser both cleans, but then has that quorum sensing. So there's bacteria on your face, and you want the good guys there. You don't want the bad ones. So it's helping those guys stay present. And then the toner, again, it's all about absorption. It doesn't matter if you've got a ton of something. If you can't get it to where it needs to go, it doesn't matter. So that toner is then helping prep. And then, yeah, a neuro's cosmetic, right? We know that when you eat certain things, you increase the amount of serotonin and dopamine production, which then travels to your brain because the majority of that's produced in your gut. Just like every time you're scrolling on your phone, you're getting little hits of dopamine. So imagine being able to say, oh, let me just put on my skincare routine that also helps me just feel better. So I like to put it on and then go do that thing that I need to do where maybe I've been procrastinating or I know that I need to like really put all of it in because now I feel good and I can slap in my creativity and everything else. And then, I'm aging gracefully. And then, of course, the moisturizer, you got to lock it all in. We're a little further north in Idaho, so it's drier here. Lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma for 20 years, very humid. So it was definitely an adapting process. But I used to put all kinds of like olive oil and coconut oil, tons of stuff like on my face, and definitely up like avocados and everything else. But now I put it on once a day, and man, it's a game changer. I'm just like, whoa, it's in the evening and I still feel it from this morning. Like it's good. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll go on to someone else's testimonial, but yeah, this stuff just has, again, it's the only neurocosmetic that's out there that's been tested that's actually legit. So that alone, I'm just like, well done, Dr. Dan.
I agree. We have no competition. We have none. So I'm going to turn it over to Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm from Alberta, pretty north up here. Yeah, my testimony on the Visage. I started actually just taking the serum a couple months ago. And when I was really young, I don't know, we just never used sunscreen in our family. And I know as I hit my early 30s, my skin really started to go through some changes on my face. And I started to notice these little like clear white bubbles on my nose. And at first you think it's like acne maybe, so you're picking away at it. And no, it's not going away, forming scabs, getting bigger. And, there's nothing you can do. You go to the doctor, we'll keep an eye on it, watch it. But I'm also a nurse and I know what we're watching for and I know what some of those things are. So, I mean, inside you're worried. And so the one thing I noticed just with the Visage serum was actually those little bubbles started to go away. I do have one, it's getting smaller and smaller, which for me is huge. I fast tracked to having 4 kids, ranging from 17 to 8. And I do want to age gracefully. I do want to enjoy them and any other kids that come into my life and my family. We are a very active family. We love to be outside. So the last couple weeks, I have been taking the full line of the Visage. And so for a couple years now, actually, I've just been enjoying being outside, like walking the dogs, in the winter, very cold winters up here. Another skin change I noticed with my face as I did get older was just very sensitive and more sensitive than usual. And then also like heat or cold bumps on my cheeks and and sore. And again, what's going on with my skin, right? And what do I use now? My mom taught me skincare was always really important, but at my age, it was like I couldn't find anything that didn't have sense in it or that was just didn't sting my face or irritate it. And this stuff has been amazing. In about a month, in our climate, we've gone from like minus 20 to plus 20. And I was outside in the very cold wind weather and came back and it was like
I think we're losing you a little bit, Lindsay. Okay. Okay, Lindsay cut out. Well, we're losing you, Lindsay. Sorry.
Is that better?
It's cutting out.
Is that better?
Yes.
Oh shoot, sorry. I just said like we go from minus 20 to plus 20 in a month, and there was a couple days I didn't use the Visage line, like the whole line, and my skin was just like, no, you have to put us on. Like it just wanted it and it felt better with it on. I've asked my 13-year-old daughter, she's been using it too now. It's completely helped with her acne, which she
Yeah.
plays a lot of sports, hockey, sweating, helmet sweat, and it's just amazing. It's helped with her moods. She's noticed that. I've noticed that. She's got 3 brothers. Our house gets crazy. I have noticed it with me too, that like you just stay a little more level-headed and a little more calm, and just like focus too on just being positive. I don't know, just that junk doesn't come through as much. And just a couple quick, one last thing is, the other week I went to town and it was like, I don't wear makeup, but I ran into 2 people and in one day, and it was just like, they said, whoa, did you just come back from a trip or something? Like, I'm like, no. They're like, your face is like, your skin is just amazing. Like, you look like you're glowing. You look like you just came back from Mexico. And I was like, wow, like, no, it is my skincare line for sure. And yeah, so I just love the benefits, and I love that I can give it to my daughter too. And this line is amazing. It really is. If you age gracefully, like sensitive skin, any skin, amazing.
Yay. Yeah, that's yes. I'm glad to hear all that's working for you. And again, like my brain's just like nerding out because there's so many science things coming into it. But yeah, anything that can help as a parent with teenagers, same here. And then also wrinkles and skin moisture and any kind of weird stuff going on, like it's like a superpower. Like I still want to fly like I did when I was a kid and I wanted superpowers, but some of these supplements I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna turn pain off. I'm just not gonna get sick. I'm just gonna feel better and heal faster. And I'm just gonna like, this is so cool.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. What a fantastic evening. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Jeremy. I mean, all of the things that you've shared. I mean, I have gained a whole nother wealth of knowledge through you, through the testimonials. Again, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your schedule. I know you're very busy and you jumped on here with all of us to share, which we all appreciate so much. And I appreciate each and every testimonial. I want to say thank you to Ray, Renee, Patrick, Nicole, Curtis, Luke, and Lindsay. It was so great to hear each of your testimonials. And you guys, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to say it again. You can't put a price on good health. These products aren't on trial. And who would ever be upset with you sharing something that has changed not only their lives, but countless other people's lives? We are out helping people and blessing people's lives and helping them to age gracefully. Now, I just want to let you know, whoever invited you on this Zoom, you got to say thank you to them. I mean, gosh, if you didn't get something out of this Zoom, I don't even know what to say. You must have fallen asleep. I don't know, because that would be crazy. Like, I learned so much. So thank the person who invited you on the Zoom. Now, if you're saying, gosh, how do I get my hands on these products? Let them know. I want to get my hands. I want to try these products myself. I want to have a testimonial like all of these amazing testimonials. Well, here's the thing. You can get your hands on these products and you can pay retail or you can pay wholesale. I personally would rather pay wholesale. I don't know why you'd pay retail when you can pay wholesale. How do you do that? It's $30 once a month. That gets you almost like a Costco membership. Y'all familiar with the Costco membership, Sam's Club membership? $30, and then you can have wholesale pricing. It opens that gate to wholesale pricing for a year. And then each year, $30. So I don't know who wouldn't want to get their hands on these products. Now, if you're thinking, gosh, I would like to be able to not only be a consumer of these products, I would like to get other customers. I know a ton of people who need to get these products in their hands. Well, guess what? That's a way you can get the products for free. Oh, who doesn't want to earn their products for free, right? Who doesn't want to help other people, bless other people's lives? So if you're interested in finding out, gosh, how could I share these products on the side of what I'm currently doing? How could I bless people's lives on the side of what I'm currently doing? How could I have a plan B on the side of what I'm currently doing, something that I'm actually passionate about, that actually people are searching for on the internet all the time, wellness, healthy living. I mean, they're searching these things all the time, left and right. Well, you know what? Tomorrow evening, there's going to be a gentleman sharing, and he's going to share how you can earn these products for free. He's going to share how you can bless other people's lives. He's going to share how you can create that plan B using these products. It'll be a 30-minute Zoom. So again, whoever invited you on this Zoom, say thank you to them. Whoever invited you on the Zoom, if you'd like to try these products, let them know. I want to become a customer, whether you want to do it at retail or wholesale. And if you want to know how you can earn these products for free, let them know that as well. And they'll give you the link to tomorrow night's 30-minute Zoom. So again, I want to thank you, Dr. Jeremy, so much. I want to thank each and every testimonial, and thank you all for jumping on tonight. What an amazing night. And I want to wish each and every one of you health, a great healthy life, and a lot of happiness. So thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Lori. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night.
night.